Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning. Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes puts it around McCarr. United States with numbers. Watch across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
Well, an incredible moment, well called by Kenny Albert on NBC, and Jack Hughes does it for the United States. They win the gold for the first time since 1980. The Miracle on Ice team that won in Lake Placid. What an incredible moment for the United States, for USA Hockey, for this country in one of the most amazing hockey games you'll ever see. Canada flipped the game in the second period after the United States scored first. They got the goal from Matt Boldy on an amazing play in which he slipped through some defensemen, kind of batted the puck to himself and poked it past Jordan Bennington to give the U.S. a 1-0 lead. In the second period, Cale Makar with an absolute snipe from the right side to get past Connor Hellebuck. That's the last time a puck would get past Hellebuck. An amazing performance by Connor Hellebuck, the Winnipeg Jets goaltender, and the United States goaltender, who will go down in history as one of the all-time performances in Olympics history and United States hockey history, as the U.S. gets the goal in overtime from Jack Hughes. They played 3-on-3 hockey, and Jack Hughes finds a way to get past Bennington and to win this game for the United States over Canada, which had dominated much of the second and third period. Canada was able to get a 5-on-3 power play going that the U.S. killed off. And then when the United States had a double minor late in the game, Canada was able to thwart that from the U.S. as they were able to get on their own power play that the United States killed off, sent this to overtime, fresh ice, and that ferocious, incredibly fast, and highly skilled Canadian team met its match this time. And the U.S., Mike Eruzione said it on NBC before the game started to Mike Tirico that this is the best team that the United States has ever put on the ice. And they came through. In the end, the confidence, the ability to stay in this game and to not let the intimidating, highly skilled Canadian team beat them, they find a way to win it in overtime. Unbelievable. Let's go back to NBC. This is Catherine Tappan with the man of the hour, Jack Hughes.
Jack, the first gold medal for the United States in 46 years, and you delivered it. Can you just describe the emotions of this moment right now?
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we had so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today.
This was such an incredible game to grind out. I mean, you're bleeding right through it just looking at you right now. Can you just talk about how difficult this gold medal was to win?
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country.
Jack, the gold medal's coming home, and you're about to watch the American flag go up to the rafters and hear the national anthem. How many times did you dream that up?
I can't even believe this. I mean, it's such an unbelievable game. USA-Canada, that's such a good game. They have so many great players. We're a great team. That's exactly how we wanted to go. We wanted to go through Canada and beat them, and it could have went either way tonight, but that's an unbelievable win for the Americans.
Congratulations, Jack. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Wow. Catherine Tappan with Jack Hughes moments after he wins it in overtime for the United States over Canada, 2-1 in overtime for the gold medal for the first time for the U.S. since 1980. We witnessed history this morning, an incredible win. And as John Cooper himself, the coach of Canada, said before the game, he said it doesn't get any bigger than this. He said when you're young and you grow up in Canada and in the United States and around the NHL, you dream of raising the Stanley Cup. That is the end-all, be-all of hockey in so many words. But he said that that's a North American award and a North American honor. This is global. The game is global. And winning a gold medal in the Olympics is as big as it gets. And the United States has just done that. They have taken it and they have won it here in 2026. Later this hour, we're going to hear from Kelly O'Grady of CBS News. She will be joining us. She is covering the events live in Milan. She'll join us with more coverage. Coming up next, we're going to catch up with Bernie Miklasz and get his thoughts on this win for the United States. We'll also, of course, update you on the Cardinals and City and college basketball and everything else that is in our sports universe right now. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday morning, live from St. Louis, Missouri, in the heart of the United States. Back up to
104.1 FM, KMOX, News, Talk, Sports.
Discover how you can make unforgettable memories with a home equity line of credit from Royal Banks of Missouri. Whether you're dreaming of a winter family getaway, planning your next home renovation project, or considering an investment in your education goals, a home equity line of credit is a flexible and convenient option to fund life's most memorable moments on your schedule. Our local bankers are here to help you achieve your short and long-term financial goals. Call 314-212-1500. That's 314-212-1500. Visit us online at royalbanksofmo.com or stop by a Royal Banks location near you. For more details on how you can tap into your home's equity and get the most out of its current value. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
100 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors. A century of trust in St. Louis. Always look for the iconic red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for same-day repair service and no extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Trust your friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Make a splash this summer at the water coaster capital of the world. Take your family to Holiday World and Splash and Safari for water coasters, water slides, and more. Enjoy free unlimited soft drinks, free parking, and free sunscreen too. Get tickets at holidayworld.com.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for the FanDuel Sportsbook, which of course is the official sportsbook of KMOX, mine as well for a whole lot of years now. If you want to know why betting the winter games on FanDuel makes sense, just think of it this way. You get to connect yourself more to the action and the fun. So from individual game lines to medal counts to finding your own angle on the events that you care the most about, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. So with the winter games on and a lot of time that we can all spend paying attention, there's no way that's better to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. So you got curling matches that start slow and then get real tense. You've got speed skating decided by inches or decided by fractions of seconds. And you got hockey games that feel different because they are. These are all-star games. The best players in the world going at it from the opening faceoff. You have that and so much more. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. It's FanDuel, where you play your game. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Well, what we just witnessed is historic. It was an incredible morning to be an American. There's no doubt about that. And joining us is Bernie Miklasz. He is with us every Sunday morning on KMOX. We're catching up with him a little bit early this time because we have Cardinal baseball at 11:55. And Bernie, what a moment for USA hockey and for the country. What a performance to win the gold.
You know, you said it's a great day to be an American. I totally agree, but every day is a great day to be American. I would say this was also just a great day for the sport of hockey because it was just such an incredible game. And the U.S. wins the first gold medal in the Olympics since 1980, 46 years to the day, as a matter of fact, since the Miracle on Ice. I don't know that this one was a miracle because the teams are both great. But considering the way Canada dominated that game in terms of shots, offensive possession, pressure, power plays, it was kind of a little bit of a miracle that the U.S. Killed penalties, maintained their composure, got incredible goaltending from Connor Hellebuyck, and really won a game that I think, objectively speaking, if you would look at the stat sheet and all that stuff, you would say, well, gosh, Canada just was all over them. They should have won the game. And I think that's fair, but they didn't. That's the point. The U.S. managed to survive it and prevail in the end. And I think, frankly, was just a lot more mentally tougher than the Canadians, who seem to really have a problem with the pressure of the moment. A lot of missed nets, lot of grabbing the stick too tight, just not being able to put away shots. But it was just a great thing to watch. I just love the drama of it all.
I loved it too. It really was great. And you're right on the money. I think that the United States just found a way to be a winner where Canada, I think, did crumble under some pressure. They had so many opportunities to score and win this game. I caught that hot mic. I believe it was Matthew Tkachuk. They had him mic'd on the bench, and he told his guys to stay confident, even in the midst of that onslaught from Canada. And back to Hellebuyck, his first game on American soil will be this Friday night at Anaheim. And I certainly hope that he gets a raucous ovation when he's introduced there. And on top of that, I don't see on the schedule him coming back to St. Louis, but his name will be thought of very highly in this country for a long, long time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, and I feel good for him from the standpoint that whether it was fair or unfair, he had a rep of he's a great goaltender, except he's seldom been great when it really matters. And those kind of reputations, tend to get exaggerated over the years, embellished over the years, but they stick. And a guy like Hellebuyck, has to block it out and live with it the best that he can. Well, after today, 41 saves in that game, many of them from close range, and that 5-on-3 penalty kill where he was phenomenal. After today, I don't think that any sane person can ever say again that Connor Hellebuyck can't win the big one, because I think that's now history. No more talk about that.
Yeah, that is the belief in Jordan Binnington. He's always been thought of as a big game goaltender, and he almost did it again. He almost stole another one. He wasn't getting as much action as Hellebuyck, right, but he made some huge stops. And if you're Canada, you had to have the belief that you were okay with Binnington back there. Right. Just in the end, he comes up short. But boy, his value in that respect goes shooting up through the roof again, doesn't it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Listen, I've been monitoring this closely because I've just been absolutely fascinated. There's it's a percentage of Canadian hockey fans, but they're very loud and they're very visible, who can't stand Binnington and thought the coach John Cooper made a huge mistake, starting him in goal, which is just rubbish. Binnington had an excellent tournament, and today, listen, anybody who is going to go out of their way to try to blame him for this, they missed the game. They need to do a better job of watching the game, maybe not being as obsessed with Jordan Binnington. They lost the game because they had 42 shots on goal and scored one time. And, Macklin Celebrini and Connor McDavid each had 6 shots on goals. Nathan McKinnon had 6 shots on goal. All of their big guns had plenty of chances to score goals and came up short. And that's why Canada lost the game. It's not because of Binnington, but no. He helped get them there. And had he gotten more support, he would have been the winner today.
They just put the gold medal around the neck of Connor Hellebuck, who got a huge ovation from the American fans there in Milan, and he pumped his fist, and then you could see the big exhale. He did it. He looked around at his teammates, and what a moment for him, and what a moment for St. Louis hockey, too, if you really want to narrow it down. Yeah. I mean, you got the Chesterfield-born Clayton Keller. You got the Chaminade products and Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk. You've got Keith Tkachuk's boys. I mean, they lived right here in St. Louis for many years, and it is special to have that St. Louis presence.
I mean, think about that. And I was giving this some thought this morning, thinking about those 3 guys you mentioned, the 3 St. Louisans. And I don't mean to get too deep here, but I've always said, and I think I'm not the only one, I think we've all said it one way or the other, that what happened over the last 25, 30 years, maybe even a little longer, with St. Louis amateur hockey and all of this talent that has blossomed in our town, and world-class talent to the point where the first U.S. Olympic gold medal winning Olympic hockey team since 1980. He's got 3 St. Louis guys on it, and all of them playing a major role. They're not just along for the ride. And I can't help but think that I've always referred to all of these players that have come along out of St. Louis as the sons of Brett Hull. When hockey in St. Louis on an amateur level just absolutely exploded when Brett Hull scoring, 92 goals and such. And it's just amazing what St. Louis hockey has become on the amateur level. Just absolutely amazing. And something to be proud of. Yeah, it's awesome. And on both sides of the river, Keller, of course, who was born in Chesterfield, grew up in Swansea, Illinois, and everybody can celebrate today as the United States wins the gold. We're also a massive baseball town, Bernie, and just getting your early thoughts here on the Cardinals as they've played 1 Grapefruit League game. What was your observation yesterday? I know that game wasn't televised, but we had it here on KMOX, and they created some buzz there as Church went deep, Libby started, and the Cardinals made a move as well. Yeah, I just like watching. Well, I didn't see it, but I mean, I just like what Matthew Liberatore did in that game. He came out and did what I just think, it's one game and it doesn't matter. It doesn't count and all that stuff. But you want to see him come out from the get-go and be dominant. And he was. He, just pitched very, very well. So, I mean, that's my only real observation. I like the move that Chaim Bloom made. I think he threw us all a little bit of a changeup, because I think the expectation by and large was that he would find a right-handed bat. It would be an outfielder. But in getting Ramon, Urias, I always say his name wrong. Yeah. So help me out there. You're great with the pronunciation.
Yeah, Urias is how I pronounce
Urias.
it. Yeah.
Okay, Urias. It actually makes this is why Chaim Bloom is really smart. This actually makes a lot of sense, because I didn't take it all that seriously. I thought, oh, this is interesting. When Ollie and Chaim Bloom were dropping hints that, we may see, Jose Fermin in the outfield, may see Thomas Sajaci in the outfield, specifically center, and they're apparently comfortable enough. Plus they have Nelson Velasquez. They're comfortable enough. They have enough in the outfield, certainly until Lars Nootbaar gets back, but they're committed to trying some of these other guys out there. And they really did need, at that point, reinforcement for the infield. And Urias is a guy that, has started, played 371 games at third base in the majors, 108 at second base, 61 at shortstop, 18 at first base. And he's a right-handed bat. And so this gives you, if you want, it gives you a guy that can start at third base against some or most left-handed pitchers rather than Nolan Gorman. It also frees up Gorman to be a DH on some days or even a lot of days, but especially when a lefty starts on the mound for the other side. Plus, he has a lot of good experience. When in case people miss it, he won a Gold Glove at third base in the American League in 2022, but he also played second base, and he's logged about 800 innings there. So when JJ Weatherholt needs a day off, there's a guy you can plug in there. So from a depth standpoint, this right-handed bat probably is a better fit in the infield given the setup that they have before the trade.
And Bernie, before we go, it's obviously huge college basketball season. Just your overview, if you would, on SLU. They lost a game Monday, but they come roaring back Friday and get the win. Mizzou drops one to Arkansas, and Illinois gets Tyus Edney at UCLA. I think Illinois is going to be just fine, but that's a tough one for them to take.
Yeah, it was. And they they play at such a high level that you can really count on them. You go into UCLA. I mean, you got a West Coast trip. They destroy USC, but they lost this one stuff. Listen, I thought SLU's win was the year for them so far. Hopefully, there's even better wins to come. But I have to tell you, man. But even though they were winning games, they weren't playing well, which is a sign of how good they are. Because there were a lot of games where you're like, wow, gosh, they need to kind of pick it up here. But they managed to kind of pull those wins out until they got to Rhode Island. And I thought, well, okay, they don't need a wake-up call, but it'll just be a reminder, hey, man, you got to go hard. You can't come up flat. You got to go hard. You got to be physical from the opening tip. And I thought they would come out. I really did. I thought they would come out and just storm VCU. And no, they're down. I'm exaggerating here for effect. They're down by like 60 points 5 minutes into the game. I'm just kidding about that part. But no, they come out and they just get flat and whoa. And but my goodness, what a response. What a response. That second half was about as good as any team can play. Any team in the nation can play that second half. And Virginia Commonwealth's very, very good. That was a very meaningful win. I loved it. It made it even better that they had to kind of make a point to anybody that the doubt was kind of creeping in a little bit about them. They kind of made a point about who they really are. So I love that.
I agree. I was at the Ladue Parkway Central game watching my daughter, and I looked down at my phone and I'm like, oh no, they're getting smoked here. And then we get home and watch the second half. And two things, big smile on my face, obviously, as a SLU broadcaster, I'm thrilled for the Billikens. And then I thought about Joe Strauss like growling at me, like he would have been blowing up my phone, so
there's no doubt about it. Yeah. Oh, he would have been taunting you. And actually what he would have been doing, he would have been on X, and he would have been,
making it
taunting
public.
you. Yeah. Taunting you using your name, so yeah, that would have been great. As for Mizzou, man, listen, they got work to do. They're definitely, they're a bubble team for sure, but these last two, the loss to Texas and the loss to Arkansas, those two losses. I mean, you got to win one of those games. And listen, they have a chance, but they better get to work. They better get to work.
Yeah, I agree. All of the Bernie Miklasz reports on KMOX are sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, and by Stewart American Mortgage, which is appropriate after a big day for Team USA. The United States hockey team wins gold, and they're taking a team photo right now on NBC. They just had the national anthem up on the podium. I mean, what a special, special time. And Bernie, thank you for jumping on early to break it all down for us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great rest of the day, everybody, and it'll be fun to see how this Cardinal team begins to shape up and down there now that the exhibition games are going.
Absolutely. Josh Schertz joins us next. Kelly O'Grady from the Winter Olympics at 10:45. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning from the Stifel Sports Studio.
When it comes to lighting, Graybar goes beyond parts and products. We help contractors turn plans into smart designs, manage kitting and deliverables, and navigate local codes so you can stay on time and on budget. Smart, scalable, job site ready. That's not just lighting. That's like kicking your project into Graybar mode. Yep, Graybar does that.
Dreaming of college but worried about the cost? The Together Foundation is here to help. The Together Foundation is awarding 5 $1,500 scholarships to St. Louis area students who are ready to take the next step toward their future. Applying is simple, but time is limited, as applications will be accepted through March 31st. Learn more or apply at togethercu.org/scholarship. That's togethercu.org/scholarship. This community message has been brought to you by Together Credit Union.
Save big money on your dream kitchen upgrade with help from Menards. Clearview Cabinetry offers a selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. They provide features like soft closed doors and drawers and cabinet accessories to match your unique style. Save big money on Clearview Cabinets and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service, Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed only $59.99. Saturday, March 7th at the Residence Inn by Marriott, St. Louis Westport in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
What an incredible day. The United States wins gold at the Winter Olympics, defeating Canada 2-1, first gold since 1980. We will continue to follow that for you here on KMOX. Kelly O'Grady of CBS News joins us from Milan next segment. Right now, we're visiting with the head coach of the St. Louis Billikens, Josh Schertz. His visits are sponsored by Royal Banks of Missouri. What a weekend, and it started with your tremendous win over VCU, Coach. Congratulations on that.
No, appreciate that. It was a heck of a game. What a roller coaster Friday night. But I did catch the end of the gold medal game, so I was at breakfast and was able to see it on TV, and that place erupted on that late goal.
Aren't sports beautiful? I mean, it always gives us something to look forward to. It kind of distracts us sometimes from our daily lives, and that was highly entertaining, and everybody was all in on it, Coach.
No, absolutely. The place was everybody was glued to the TV watching, and place you thought you were at an event when that goal went in. So it was cool to see, and all the patriotism, and sports are I think probably at least from my standpoint, maybe the greatest unifier. It brings people from all different types of backgrounds together, and not just in the locker room, but fan bases, and cuts through a lot of the other stuff that divides us. It's a unique part of society for sure.
What can you learn from something like that as a team? Perhaps the way that they held it together when they're facing that incredible lineup like Canada, and keeping confident in a very tense, high-pressure moment. I mean, that's what this is all about for you at this level.
Yeah, no doubt. High-level competition is so hard. As you said, the ability to competitive greatness, being at your best when your best is required. There's so much that goes into that. The preparation, the habits you build over an extended period of time, all the invisible work behind the scenes, and then being able to go out and compete present, right? And be in the moment and be able to play the possession in front of you. Because when you go into a game and you start thinking about, the consequences of winning and the consequences of losing, and, what happens here or what happened in the past or what's going to come, that are ahead of you, you distract yourself and you can't play your best. And so much of of competition is competing together as a team when you're in a team sport, and competing present, stacking the possession in front of you and putting all of your energy and focus into that. Easier said than done because there's so much to take away from that, but you play your best, you can't play distracted.
You played a wonderful second half, and we've seen this a lot with your team as you've been able to flip a switch and turn it on in the second half. I know that's something that you said would, or you sort of indicated it would come back to get you, and it did against Rhode Island, but this time it was a different level altogether. This wasn't just like a 10-0 run or something where you turn the game around. You put it on VCU in that second half in front of a big crowd when you were facing a double-digit deficit. That was quite impressive. How did you pull it off?
Yeah, I think, some of it, when you look at it, everybody's, you flipped it. And look, I think the thing we did better down the last 12 minutes was our rebounding really improved. If you would have asked us going the game, we really want to do a good job on Terrence Hill at the three-point line. He's VCU's leading scorer. To me, he's their best player. He's their engine. And we wanted to take him away. We wanted to do a good job at taking the pain away. VCU is so good downhill, and they have so many guys who can drive it. And to take those things away, you got to give some things up. And what we were willing to give up, was some threes by guys who are not great shooters, LeVar Djokovic and Michael Bell and Brandon Jennings and, various guys that can shoot the ball for sure, Barry Evans, but certainly, don't make a three a game and aren't high volume, high percentage guys. And first half, they really made us pay. We held Terrence Hill without a field goal, but those other guys went 8 for 12 from three. And, had they gone, 16 for 24, we would have lost second half. I thought, regression to the mean in terms of shooting. We didn't change our game plan. We doubled down on it. The thing that we had to do a better job of was finishing possessions with rebounds. They had 42 points in the first half. And had we been able to rebound the basketball at a better clip, I think they would have had in the mid-30s, low 30s. And so it wasn't the game plan. The game plan was fine. The regression to the mean second half. But that run where we went from down 14 to up 19, so a 33-point swing, it was about finishing possessions, which allowed us to get out in transition. I thought we did a great job in the second half of, really running good process offense. Thought we were really sharp. Thought we shared the ball. Thought we had great ball and body movement, great pace in the full court, half court. And, it was a lot of fun. And obviously our bench was tremendous, led by, Kellen Thames, Ishan Sharma, Paul Otieno, Brady Dunlap. Those guys were amazing for us, and don't win the game without them.
I note that Jonah Hinton last night against LaSalle was 2 of 10 from three. They end up losing to LaSalle 59-46. He knocks down 9 threes against you. Again, some of that is defensively. You want to make sure that you're staying with them, but sometimes it's just their night. And he was able to get that done.
Yeah, I mean, it's, shooting is a variant in the game. You got to, when I look at basketball, and it's different, fans is a totally different perspective, and it should be. For me, it's what are the controllable things? And when the ball goes in the air, controllable pieces away. Sometimes, you can play defense and the guy misses. You can run great offense and get a wide open shot and miss, or run bad offense and jump up and make a contested three. But end of the day, you're focused on the controllable things you can do. Jonah Hinton was awesome. We certainly played a role in that. If you go back to that game, the first three he makes is a really hard one. We get a great contest on, and he makes it. The next three he makes, 2 of them are off our turnovers. We run bad offense, turn the ball over, get a broken floor. He makes 2 threes, and then we lose him. We overhelp on a drive, and he gets a kick 3, and he's made 4. And then, by that point, the basket's big. And, we had a couple other breakdowns, Spain defense, a weak side help, and how we help, and our scheme stuff. So he's got to make the shots, but we certainly had a lot of controllable things that we could have done better. But just shows, we're, I think top 3 or 4 3-point defense in America. They go 12 for 28 or 29. LaSalle not maybe quite as good from 3-point defense, and they go 2 for, I think, 18 or 19 and score 46 points. So, basketball that's what makes college basketball great is, anybody can beat anybody. And with the 3-point line, maybe never more so than today in terms of, the Wild. That's why you see upsets, every single time. Every day of the week, there's some crazy results in college basketball.
Well, you're right about that. Up until Friday, the last time you really, from start to finish, rolled somebody, I mean, Loyola, but the game against Dayton, I mean, that was just a start to finish party, 102-71. And you did all that even with Kellen Thames only scoring 3 points in the game. He was phenomenal in the VCU game, and Dayton's starting to turn it on again, Coach. I mean, they're putting some things together.
They really are. They've found it. Really. After us, they squeaked one out over St. Bonaventure. Then they didn't have Zeke Montgomery. They got hammered at down at VCU, and then got Montgomery back. They had a bye, and they really changed what they're doing offensively. And it's been really good for them. 3 straight double-digit wins against 3 good teams. Beat Davidson, went to George Mason, won by double digits, and then beat Duquesne at home by double digits. So 3 straight really good wins for them. Playing much better basketball. We know what we're walking into there. That's a very proud program. Tradition rich, 13,000 plus every night. So we'll have to. We're going to walk into a hornet's nest, on Tuesday night. We'll have to be ready to go from the jump, and it's a great opportunity for our guys. We knew that this kick stretch was going to be, really difficult. VCU at home, at Dayton. We got Duquesne at home. We got to go to George Mason. We know what's ahead of us, and so we knew going in this 5-game stretch run was going to be the real deal, and we need this. And looking forward to our guys. We got a great chance to build on a terrific win and go into a tough environment and see what we're made of.
And one last quick,
their best shot.
Oh yeah, and one last quick thing here. I see that the A-10 didn't suspend anybody. They consider the matter closed. A little pushing and shoving at the end. I mean, I guess it could always have gotten worse, but it wasn't. I mean, nobody threw punches. The heat of the moment, emotions of the game. It sounded like you and Coach Martelli considered the matter closed pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's dumb. You never want to have anything like that, and dumb and avoidable, right? I mean, both. And, but, dumb and avoidable and not something we want to have, happen on a regular basis. But it's also something that, I think from when you look at it, it never escalated beyond the pushing and shoving. And yeah, we're running the clock out, and you could get into, it's an emotional charged game, and guys are talking, and and there's a little bit at the end, they're pressing up on us. Our guy kind of bumps theirs, and then the stealing the ball thing is frowned upon, honestly. But it happened, and he goes to shoot it, and Rob bumps him, and that part was probably a tremendous. That is Academy Award winning, acting there. He goes flying into the press row like he got shoved, which he didn't. And then their guy comes in, and the worst part of the whole deal was Evans shoving Deion Brown. Obviously, Quentin got and shoved Barry Evans back, and then from there it was just people shoving, guys leaving the bench both ways. Again, avoidable, unfortunate, but never thought watching it on the iPad quickly that there would anything escalate beyond a reprimand, and I never thought it got to a suspension, and didn't deserve to be for VCU or for St. Louis. So happy it's behind us. We can all move forward and get ready for this stretch run. And we got 2 more here, and obviously 2 massive road games at Dayton, at Mason. So a lot of work ahead of us to finish this off the regular season the right way.
Yeah, they went right into the TV table, although Troy and I weren't there. We didn't have that one. Coach, it's a pleasure. Safe travels to Dayton. We'll be eating popcorn and watching that one. That should be fun. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Tom. We'll talk soon. Take care. Have a great weekend.
You too. Always great to talk to Josh Schertz, head coach of the Billikens. We will take a quick timeout. When we come back, we go back to Milan. Kelly O'Grady of CBS News will join us live after the United States wins. They defeat Canada to win the gold medal in Olympic men's hockey. Back after this.
Discover how you can make unforgettable memories with a home equity line of credit from Royal Banks of Missouri. Whether you're dreaming of a winter family getaway, planning your next home renovation project, or considering an investment in your education goals, a home equity line of credit is a flexible and convenient option to fund life's most memorable moments on your schedule. Our local bankers are here to help you achieve your short and long-term financial goals. Call 314-212-1500. That's 314-212-1500. Visit us online at royalbanksofmo.com or stop by a Royal Banks location near you for more details on how you can tap into your home's equity and get the most out of its current value. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's a great time, if there's ever a great time, to purchase a furnace or an air conditioner. I know it's winter. We got some great pricing. You can get 0% financing. So if you have been told that you need a new furnace, definitely give me a call. I could probably save you lots of money. Get a second opinion. Call me. Next day installs for your furnace so you won't be without heat. Very long. A furnace average install about 2-3 hours for a furnace. So not a big issue to do it now. And like I said, great pricing. So if that's you, call me. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. Just the easiest number. And there's one. 314-293-2600. Again, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, it is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Is your furnace on its last legs? Don't wait for a cold night to find out. Jerry Kelly and KMOX are giving you the chance to win a brand new furnace this winter season. Just go online to KMOX.com/contest through March 1st and nominate someone who you think deserves a brand new furnace. Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning. Win a brand new furnace. For more information and contest rules, just head to KMOX.com/contest.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 369-369. AREA to 369-369. AREA to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. It's a great time to buy a brand new home, and Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon is taking shape. We've got our first foundations in the ground, and our display home will be opening soon. This community features walking trails, a beautiful lake, a berry patch honoring the land's history, a private playground, and Fort Zumwalt schools. It's a fresh start in a great location. Visit McKelveyHomes.com to schedule your tour of Strawberry Farms. It's time to move up to McKelvey.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Yes, Stifel, the sponsor of the U.S. ski team, the Stifel U.S. ski team. Ron Krzyzewski has been good to us, and he has been good to that team, and the United States has had a lot of success in the Olympics, but I'm not sure there will be a bigger story than what we just saw. The United States men's hockey team wins gold, defeats Canada 2-1 in overtime. We go to Italy and join CBS News anchor Kelly O'Grady. We get to visit with her for the next 6 minutes, and we really appreciate it, Kelly. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course. Happy to be with you.
What a great, great morning for Americans to be able to watch that unfold. Take us to your perspective of what you were able to witness here today.
It was incredible. I was in the arena for the entire game. Of course, USA went up 1-0 just about 6 minutes into the game. Looked really good, dominant in that first period, but Canada owned the second and third period. They tied it up 1-1, went into sudden death overtime. Remember, that is 3-on-3, and Jack Hughes, out of nowhere, just scores this game-winning goal. And when I tell you, everyone was jumping up and down and screaming, well, maybe not the Canadians, but certainly the Americans in the arena, because this is the first time in 46 years that the Americans have won gold, the U.S. men's hockey team, the first time since that Miracle on Ice in 1980.
Yeah, it's incredible. And today, February 22nd, the 46th anniversary of that win over the Soviet Union to set up that gold medal winning game, Kelly. And just the vibes in that building had to have been off the charts. We have 3 St. Louisans on that team, Clayton Keller, and then the Tkachuk boys, Matthew and Brady. And what a special time for all of us here in our city. But to be able to see that national anthem, to be able to see the team photo, the emotions, that is just off the charts, amazing stuff, I'm sure.
It was. And, you know, I have to admit, there were more Canadians in that arena than there were Americans. There were about 2/3 Canadians, because remember, I mean, if you're buying the tickets ahead of time, if you're Team Canada, you probably have a good chance of getting to that game, whereas the U.S. had not been in that gold medal game since 2010 when they won a silver. But I will admit, the Americans showed up. People were cheering at any given moment. You heard the crowd just breaking out into these competing cheers of Canada, USA. And it was just really impressive that USA was able to show out. But as you said, you know, they get their medal, the anthem plays, and you know, you can see the families in the crowd. Some brought, you know, they're trying to go up and get their kids, and it was so special. I mean, you also have to remember, a lot of these players now are going to go back to their NHL teams, and they're going to be playing with their fellow Canadians that they just played against, and so it's you're going to have to see those tensions go away. But for one day, everyone, you know, sort of put the nation on their back, and it was an incredible moment to witness, one that I will never forget. I almost fell over jumping up and down, if I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't blame you. And you got to witness history. That is incredible. Great point to be made about those players going back to their Canadian teams, like Connor Hellebuck, who will be a household name in United States hockey for the rest of his life and beyond. And he has to go back to the Winnipeg Jets. So yeah, it's a great point to be made. Kelly, we got a few more minutes with you, and just maybe, you know, something that stays with me about your coverage from CBS News, and you got to see a lot of it, but I would say your interview with Ilya Malinin was very poignant and very well done. You know, we had the U.S. Figure Skating Championships here in St. Louis, and there were so many high hopes for the quad god to get it done. What did you take away from that?
Well, first of all, thank you for watching that. But I think in speaking to him, what struck me most was how mature he was in those moments of defeat, because you're right. I mean, going into this Olympics, there were few players' teams that were more of a lock for gold than Ilya Malinin. He hadn't been defeated in over 2 years. But when I asked him, I said, you know, what are you going to take away from this? He said that you learn more from failure than you do from winning. And it sounded like someone who was ready to start and launch a major comeback. Remember, he competes at the World Championships next month. We expect to see him 4 years, maybe even 8 years from now. And I think just knowing that, yeah, it's great when everything works out and you can go and walk away with that gold, but having the perspective, those are the athletes that are remembered forever. No one loves the story where everything comes easy, right? Because it makes them more relatable. And he even said that to me. He said, look, I think everyone always watches us athletes and thinks we are perfect. And he said, we're not robots, we're human. And the fact that I had this happen to me, someone watching hopefully can relate to that.
Well said. We appreciate you, Kelly. Thank you for your contributions to KMOX throughout this time, covering the Winter Olympics for CBS, and we'll be watching you when you get back home. We appreciate you.
Of course.
Great to visit with Kelly O'Grady of CBS News, joining us from Milan. We will take a break. When we come back, more sports on a Sunday morning. We have a lot lined up. We'll go back to the USA win. We'll get you a college basketball scoreboard. We also have Chaim Bloom, the Cardinals president of baseball operations. But before that, St. Louis City SC president Diego Gigliani will be with us. It's a big show. It's Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX.
Lifestyles Unlimited is a real estate education group that gives you the roadmap and resources to start building income through real estate. You'll learn practical strategies for using investment properties to create extra income and make informed decisions, one step at a time. Join today for just $297. That's a 60% savings off the regular price of our real estate education program. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
February is the month of love, and this year it's time to fall in love with your home again. Imagine warmer rooms, quieter mornings, and cozier spaces you actually enjoy spending time in. At Renewal by Andersen, we don't believe all windows are created equal. Our exclusive FibreX material is stronger than vinyl, resists warping in extreme temperatures, and delivers superior insulation, helping your home stay comfortable, quiet, and energy efficient all winter long. That means fewer drafts, less outside noise, and a home that simply feels better. And because Renewal by Andersen handles everything, from custom design to professional installation, you get a seamless experience and results you'll love for years to come. Right now, for a limited time, buy one window or door and get one window or door 40% off. Plus, enjoy 18 months with no money down, no interest, and no payments. This February, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyandersen.com today. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey, and I think right now we all need something to look forward to, and a nice little getaway is going to do it for me. So I've been looking at this 5-day Arizona trip that I planned in September, and to me, it sounds absolutely perfect, and I would love for you to join me. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stay in Flagstaff because that means cooler temperatures. It's a great home base, and from there, we're going to visit Sedona, the Grand Canyon, and Lake Powell all in one trip. I'm talking about red rocks, big views, and that deep blue water at Lake Powell that looks like a postcard. I'm told September is one of the best times to go with fewer crowds, more comfortable weather, and everything's going to be planned out for us. We just show up. If this sounds like something you'd like to do, please join me because I have always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. Travelwithdebbie.net. That's travelwithdebbie.net or call Cruise and Tour at 800-383-3131. Space is limited, so don't delay. 800-383-3131. Travelwithdebbie.net.
This is Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates. You know, the doctors, or just the best doctors to see for your best vision in St. Louis. 314-966-5000. The doctors. They've treated more than 250 doctors. That's more than any other practice. Dr. Greg Birdie, Dr. Ranjan Malhotra, Dr. Robert Bersati, Dr. Andy Royer. 314-966-5000 is their phone number. 314-966-5000. Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra are cornea surgeons and experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eye, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, LASIK surgery. The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, experts. Call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000, or visit them online, youridoc.com. 12990 Manchester Road, quarter mile west of 270. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Let's be honest. The hearing aid industry is broken. Overpriced clinics, pushy appointments, bills of $5,000 or more. That's the trap they hope you fall into. Don't let it happen. Audien Hearing is the escape. Their FDA-registered hearing aids cost just a fraction of the big brands, starting at only $98. Instead of paying as much as $5,000 plus all the doctor appointments and wasted time, you get what you need with no prescriptions, no office visits, no time wasted, and no crazy price tag. Call 800-700-HERE. That's HEAR. Audien's cutting-edge devices are rechargeable, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. Try them risk-free for 45 days with lifetime support and real human help just a phone call away. Over 1 million people have already said yes to Audien Hearing. Join them. Don't let them take advantage of you. Break free from the trap. Call now, 800-700-HERE. That's HEAR for a very special offer. 800-700-HEAR or 800-700-4327.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. The work is guaranteed, and it's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. No extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis since 1926, 100 years. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Vicki Barker. Armed intruder shot dead at the gates of the president's Florida retreat.
Preliminary information indicates that the individual was armed with a shotgun in a possession of a gasoline canister. Agents and the deputy discharged their firearms to stop the threat.
Secret Service agent Rafael Barros, the president, was not at Mar-a-Lago at the time. No word yet on the gunman's identity or motive. Day 16, the final day of the Winter Olympics, and the U.S. men just defeated Canada 2-1 in overtime in ice hockey. Their first gold since the 1980 games and 46 years to the day since that so-called miracle on ice when the U.S. beat the then Soviet Union in the semifinals of the Lake Placid Games, going on to win gold 2 days later. Weather now, 30 million people in the nation's northeast under new blizzard warnings.
Here we go again. I mean, we're still dealing with the snow that we have. Now it's going to be snow on top of snow.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu warning.
Boston is looking to face down yet another winter storm this season, and one that is looking like it will be of historic proportions.
President Trump increased his new global tariffs from 10 to 15% yesterday. This after the Supreme Court struck down his sweeping old global tariffs. On CNN's State of the Union, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was asked if the roughly $134 billion in revenue taken by those emergency tariffs the Supreme Court ruled against will be refunded.
The president, the administration remains undeterred in reshoring American factories and getting rid of these massive trade imbalances. That's the big story here, is that we are immediately going to go to Section 122 tariffs, that the revenue for the U.S. Treasury for 2026, the projections are unchanged.
St. Francis died 800 years ago this year, and in Italy, his remains are being made available to the public for the next few weeks. Here's Sabina Castelfranco.
Starting today and for 1 month, pilgrims visiting the town of Assisi in central Italy will be able to venerate the remains of St. Francis in the lower church of the Basilica. This year marks the 800th anniversary of the death of the saint, known for leading a life of poverty. Organizers are expecting some 370,000 visitors from all over the world. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
Britain's version of the Oscars, the BAFTA ceremony, is getting underway this hour.
This is the end of the line, huh?
Paul Thomas Anderson's darkly comic political thriller One Battle After Another has a record 14 nominations, followed by Ryan Coogler's Sinners. This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Mornings.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute.
Gail came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
At 11:03, sunny and 25 downtown at the Gateway Arch. Good morning, I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, a former fire chief is dead, and so is a young woman after a shooting in Ferguson. Police responded to a shots fired call last night about 6 in the 500 block of North Clay. Both people were found inside a home with gunshot wounds. They died at the scene. One of the victims has been identified as Henry Williams, the former fire chief of Berkeley. The second victim is unidentified. She was found alongside him. Police do not believe this was a random act. Fresh off a defeat in the Supreme Court over tariffs, President Trump delivers his State of the Union speech Tuesday. What should he say? KMOX Republican analyst John Hancock says he should focus on the cost of living, not beating the drum of tariffs, because that's turning out to be a losing strategy.
I can't explain why he has this fascination, but I don't think it's been helpful for him. And it certainly has not been helpful as it relates to public opinion.
Democratic analyst Michael Kelly says he doesn't have any advice for Trump, but he does have some for the Democrats.
I'm just hopeful that my party shows dignity and class and just keeps their mouths shut, and we don't see this turn into a food fight later this week.
A growing number of Dems say they'll boycott the State of the Union. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger is set to give the Democratic response to Trump's speech. Illinois could soon have one of the strictest drunk driving laws in the country. Sarah Herrera reports from our sister station WBBM in Chicago.
Lawmakers are considering lowering the legal blood alcohol limit for a DUI from 0.08 to 0.05.
House Bill 4333, filed by State Representative Daniel Didich, would update state law across the board, covering drivers, boaters, and even snowmobilers. Supporters say a lower limit could save lives, pointing to Utah, the only state with a .05 standard. The bill is now in committee and has not yet been set for a hearing.
Remaining windy and colder this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, though, high 34. Clear, brisk, and cold with a low of 15 tonight, then sunny but still cold tomorrow, high 34. Clouds and sun, but breezy and much warmer Tuesday, high 55 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Thank you, Heather. Lots of sun throughout the region. We have 25 in St. Peter's, Florissant, and downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Watch up behind the net. And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes pokes it around the car. United States with numbers. Knocked across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
The call from Kenny Albert on NBC, and the United States on top of the hockey world, a gold medal for the first time in nearly a half century. Welcome back to the show. Tom Ackerman with you. Jack Hughes right there with the overtime goal, and the United States defeated Canada 2-1 in the gold medal final at the Olympics to earn the nation's third men's title at the Games. The first, as Kenny said, since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. 46 years to the day of the upset over the Soviet Union. Hughes' goal off the rush on a 3-on-3 sent the players into a wild celebration. Canada's entire team watched from the bench. Matthew Tkachuk helped carry a Johnny Gaudreau, number 13, around the ice as the latest tribute to the beloved player who was killed along with his brother in 2024. They had a rendition of the national anthem up on the podium. They had a team photo that would bring tears to the eyes of sports fans around the country. And this wonderful interview, Catherine Tappan on NBC with Jack Hughes.
Jack, the first gold medal for the United States in 46 years, and you delivered it. Can you just describe the emotions of this moment right now?
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we had so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today.
This was such an incredible game to grind out. I mean, you're bleeding right through it just looking at you right now. Can you just talk about how difficult this gold medal was to win?
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country.
Jack, the gold medal's coming home, and you're about to watch the American flag go up to the Raptors and hear the national anthem. How many times did you dream that up?
I can't even believe this. I mean, it's such an unbelievable game. USA Canada, that's such a good game. They have so many great players. We're a great team. That's exactly how we wanted to go. We wanted to go through Canada and beat them, and it could have went either way tonight, but that's an unbelievable win for the Americans.
Congratulations, Jack. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Isn't it fitting that they beat Canada to win it? Isn't it fitting that it goes to overtime and they win it? And as Jack said, Connor Hellebuck was by far the best player on the ice. He stopped 41 of 42 shots as Canada was just going after him that second period especially, and the third period and overtime. He made the save of the tournament on Taves in the third period without a doubt. And then a minute or so later, He denied Celebrini on a breakaway. He denied McDavid on a breakaway in this game. McKinnon missed an open net in this game. I mean, it was just an incredible game, though, by Hellebuck, and an amazing performance by the United States, a fast-paced game. Bernie Miklasz put it really well earlier last hour. It was great for the game of hockey, and it was great to visit with Kelly O'Grady, who was in the building. CBS News anchor told us while being in the arena, she notes that it was a heavy contingent of Canadian fans, that it's not like the place was packed like Lake Placid with American fans. This was a heavy, not that it was going to disrupt the United States by any stretch, but it was a partisan Canadian crowd. The United States comes through, and I love how Jack said that's American hockey right there, the way that they played and the way that they won. And yes, it includes a trio of St. Louisans, Clayton Keller and Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. Keith Tkachuk is a proud papa right now, along with his wife Chantal. They are there at the building celebrating. You got to imagine the tears that have been flowing throughout this morning and this afternoon in Italy and around the country right now. That is just very, very special. What a day. Just to take a look at a couple of other things headline-wise, we do have Cardinal baseball today. They play at Houston. We'll have that for you at 11:55 for the pregame, 12:05 first pitch. Cardinals lost yesterday 6-2 in their opener at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium against the Nationals. College basketball, Illinois lost last night in overtime to UCLA on an end-to-end run by Donovan Dent. Final was 95-94. And yes, reminiscent of Tyus Edney, but we can put that to bed because that just will give nightmares to Mizzou fans. Mizzou lost to Arkansas 94-86 yesterday in Fayetteville. I want to give some props to Southeast Missouri State. They won 70-65 over Arkansas Little Rock. Southeast Missouri State is in a tie for first in their conference. Brad Korn's got that team rolling right now. They are back on top. 13-5 in a three-way tie with Tennessee State and Morehead State. Southeast Missouri State is 18-11 overall, and look who they play on Thursday night. Tennessee State. I'd say pack the Show Me Center down there in Cape Girardeau. Go support the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. They get a nice win yesterday over Arkansas Little Rock. Lindenwood lost at Tennessee Tech 72-57. SIUE got thumped by Tennessee State 80-53. Florida International got Missouri State 70-67. Missouri Valley Conference is going to be interesting. Arch Madness at Enterprise Center March 5th through the 8th. Bradley wins over Illinois State 74-60. It was Southern Illinois knocking off Northern Iowa on the road 59-57. Belmont won and clinched the regular season championship in the Missouri Valley Conference. Belmont beating Indiana State 87-70. They will be the number one seed when they roll into town on March 5th through the 8th. Bradley 2, Murray State 3, UIC 4, Illinois State, Northern Iowa, and Valparaiso all tied for 5th right now in that conference. So still a lot to be done before that conference tournament. That's a little rundown of college basketball for you. Yeah, there were some top 25 games, but I concentrated on the locals. But if you want a little top 25, Duke beat Michigan. We talked about that earlier this morning. Arizona knocked off Houston 4-2. Michigan 3-1. Duke 3-1 beating Michigan. I wonder who's going to win this national championship. I still think Illinois got a great shot to get there, but I do believe this is wide open right now. I don't think there is one dominant team in top 25 college basketball. Keep an eye on UConn. They can be a real problem, and they're well coached, and they've been there before. But, man, if you look at this top 10, Michigan, Houston, Duke, Arizona, Connecticut, that top 5, anybody could win it all there. Iowa State, certainly a force. Purdue is really good at 7. I don't know if they can win it all or not, but they're going to be a problem. Kansas just got whipped by Cincinnati at home, so they got some things to figure out at 8. Nebraska 9 and Illinois 10. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some soccer. It's the president of St. Louis City SC, Diego Gigliani, back in a moment on KMOX.
Make a splash this summer at the water coaster capital of the world. Take your family to Holiday World and Splash and Safari for water coasters, water slides, and more. Enjoy free unlimited soft drinks, free parking, and free sunscreen too. Get tickets at holidayworld.com.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey. I'm joined by my friend and St. Louis real estate expert, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, everyone knows you for your guaranteed sold program, but you also help your sellers get multiple cash offers, right?
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs in open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer. Whether it's multiple cash offers or my guaranteed sold program, my sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
If you're ready to make your move without the hassles, guaranteed, call Gloria Liu right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888 or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up jtv.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at jtv.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Tom Ackerman here for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. And when I say the very best, I mean a company that's been doing outdoor living, home improvements. We're talking fences, decks, sunrooms, screen rooms, patios, retaining walls, anything you can think of outdoors to enhance your home. Since 1968, 58 years in business. You receive expert advice from someone that absolutely knows the business, knowledgeable project consultants. They also use their own professionally trained installation crews, their own trucks and tools. They operate out of their own 2 distribution warehouses and a large showroom. They have free in-home estimates, Chesterfield Fence and Deck, at no obligation and free project design. They can come out and take measurements and show you their product offerings, an extensive digital photo gallery of completed projects. They do it all. Fences, decks, sunrooms, etc. You get the picture. They will, on beautiful days, you're going to be loving life with your new deck, patio, outdoor space. They are the best. Chesterfield Fence and Deck. And mention me, Tom Ackerman. You'll receive 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Now, back to the Great Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
59-18, nothing in St. Louis. But again, Joe, that was a press that we hadn't seen before.
Wins one against Zaha. Center line. Yeah. Edelman got it forward to Betcher. Betcher to Cello.
He got it. Dutra scores for Sal Harnell in the 60th minute. City lead.
Joey Zanaboni with a call on Y98 FM yesterday. First goal of the MLS season as Marcel Hartl gets it. Charlotte was able to get the answer 13 minutes later, and the game ended in a 1-1 draw yesterday at Energizer Park. Let's go to the president of St. Louis City SC, Diego Gigliani, joins us on KMOX. Diego, it's always great chatting with you, and congratulations on day 1 being in the books.
Thanks, Tom. How are you? Nice to speak to you again.
It's always good to speak to you. Well, I'm doing well. I'm kind of riding high on this USA hockey victory, as you can imagine. I mean, I'm just gushing here.
I can. We saw it at home, too. We have two young boys. They watch all sports, and they were celebrating like Americans.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it's good. It's good to have you here, and good to be able to watch that and enjoy that. And yesterday, I always enjoy. I didn't get to be there because I was calling a basketball game at the same time, but I always enjoy when you open that building back up for your fans. Just give us an overview of your experience yesterday, getting everybody back in the building, Diego.
Yeah, it was so nice to be back. I mean, to think that our last game at Energizer Park was 4 months ago, that's a long wait for all of us that love the experience there, love watching our team play. And I'm glad to have been able to have the team deliver. The game was a really exciting game. Everyone was on their feet until the very end, hoping that winner would come. The team played some great football, scored the first goal of the season and also the first goal of the league. I think overall we're really happy with how the game went. If anything, just a bit frustrated we weren't able to get the 3 points.
Yeah, I'm sure. And that happened last year a number of times where you were walking away with draws and you thought, gosh, could have gotten a little bit more. What's the difference now with this team than in the past, Diego, in your estimation?
I mean, it's still soon to say, right, Tom? It's just game one. I would say that we are a team that is coming together with a lot of new pieces. We've got a new head coach, several new players, even some players that didn't yet get a chance to be on the field yesterday. But if we're able to play games like yesterday consistently, I think we'll be in a great spot. And when you look at last game yesterday versus games that we played the year before, what I definitely noticed was the same level of aggressiveness off the ball, kind of really fighting as a team to get that ball back, but a really much more intentional desire to have the ball and to create chances with the ball. And if we're able to play that way, I'm sure the team and the fans will be happy.
I was asked earlier this morning by Scott Jagow, one of our anchors, what are your expectations for this team? I said, I don't know. I mean, it's early and I want to see more and I'd like to be encouraged, but I do sense internally that the team has high expectations. I mean, I heard Carolyn Kendall say it on our station not long ago. She thinks this team should be pushing for a playoff spot. What is it like inside there in terms of expectations? I know expectations sometimes can be dangerous. You don't want to go too far with it, but how do you feel inside Energizer Park right now about that?
Yeah, I don't know if expectation, but definitely desire and ambition. We want to be fighting for one of those playoff spots for sure. It's been 2 seasons in a row that we haven't been able to qualify for playoffs, and that's frustrating. That's not the standard that we want this team to represent. And we go into the season wanting to be in a position to qualify for playoffs, get to that last game of the season, still in it. That's what we want to do. But we also want to take it game by game. We know that it is hard to get there. We've faced it 2 seasons in a row. And like I said before, we know that there are still a lot of pieces coming together. So right now we have to, celebrate the fact that we played a really competitive game yesterday against a tough team that's been qualifying for playoffs and it's been with a consistent head coach for 2 seasons. So that was a good test to us, regardless of the result, to see how the actual play was. And everyone's optimistic with what we saw in that one match. Now we go on the road and we'll see if we can continue bringing that quality of play every game.
It does feel like you're tapping into as much MLS experience as you possibly can here. Am I right about that? I mean, with Corey Ray, with Yohan DeMay, with some of the players that you're acquiring, just there's a difference maybe in having knowledge of how this league works, how you need to play in this league to be successful.
There will always be the need for a combination of strong MLS experience with some international quality and best practice. But it is for sure clear that in the last few months, what we've been leaning more heavily on is people with MLS experience. You mentioned Corey Ray, our head coach, Yohan, several of the players that we've signed, even some of those that come from an international team have had experience at the MLS before or in the US before. So yes, we are looking for that experience to allow us to get to the standard where we want to be faster. There is always usually a little bit of adaptation when someone comes without knowledge of the MLS. So we're hoping to bridge that gap.
Diego, what's your read on St. Louis as a market? I obviously born and raised here and grew up watching the game and playing the game as a young kid. It feels like everybody in St. Louis plays soccer at some point, but there's a knowledge of the game in your fan base too. And they're not shy about voicing their opinions either, but it feels like from the beginning, this team didn't have to really teach its diehard fan base about soccer. They kind of get it from the get-go, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's definitely two types of fans that we're seeing in our stadium and engaging with our team. We have the fan that you're describing, which is the fans that have grown up either watching or playing soccer, have loved soccer all of their lives. We're waiting for a soccer team to finally arrive here that they could attend the games of and support. So there's a lot of those, and those for sure, we don't have to explain anything about the sport. They know just as well as any other, football fan in countries where they've been playing that for hundreds of years, like in England or in Argentina, countries that I'm more familiar with. So there's definitely a strong fan base here that gets the sport, and we don't have to explain anything to them. Sometimes we have to explain the rules in the MLS and the competition format. Some of those things are still confusing for a football fan, but we also have so many fans, Tom, that came from other sports that never watched a soccer game and came to Energizer Park and said, wow, this experience is like something I've never seen before as a sports fan. And I'm going to support my team. This is my team now. And I love the experience. And I'm going to come for the food and come for the atmosphere. And then, yes, the more they come, the more they get to understand the sport and the more they fall in love with it.
Yeah, I can totally see that. It is a start to finish experience from as early as you get to the area around Energizer Park until you leave the area. It is a special time. You come from the global football world. You've attended many World Cups. So I want to ask you about what the fans can expect this summer. I mean, this is, as we catch our breath after the Olympics here, we don't have much longer until the World Cup is here, Diego.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a good parallel with the Olympics, actually. I've got my kids speaking about Winter Olympic sports that they'd never heard of, and now they want to watch on TV and follow. We have the World Cup coming in just over 100 days to the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. This has been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for 8 years since it was awarded. And it's incredible to think that we're that close to it actually arriving. And the experience that I expect is, like any World Cup, it takes the world and it captures the attention of the world. But when it's also on home soil, it amplifies that so much more. So we know it's going to feel like this festival of soccer all summer. And while it won't be in St. Louis, we're doing everything we can to make sure that it feels like World Cup soccer is here.
What are some of can you let us in on anything, or can we keep that?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to make more formal announcements of all the things we're planning, but just to give you a quick overview of some things, we're obviously planning some watch parties. We know people are going to want to get together to watch the USA games. USA plays its first game against Paraguay on June 12th, then plays another few group stage games, and hopefully they continue progressing. And we know those are going to be the big moments where everyone's going to want to get together and enjoy those games, not just in the comfort of their home, but somewhere where they can feel the atmosphere as if they were in the stadium. So we're going to do some watch parties, but we're also going to figure out how do we take soccer to all regions, all areas of the region. So we know that people will want to experiment with the sport, maybe for the first time. So we're looking at how do we take grassroots soccer to either some tournaments, some different neighborhoods, leverage the mini pitches that we've built across the city, take some of our coaches out there and really just connect with youth that's starting to see that sport and wants to see what it's like.
Wow, that's good stuff. It's always great chatting with you and hearing more about what you're doing behind the scenes. Congrats on yesterday, getting everything going. And we appreciate these visits. We love having you on KMOX as your broadcast partner and having the games over on Y98. We'll catch up with you real soon.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you.
Good to visit with Diego Gigliani with us on KMOX Sports on a Sunday morning. That 11:15 slot, Drew, historically for City, and he jumps right in there. We love that. 11:30, you know who we visit with then, don't you? Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom. He is on deck. He'll be joining us live, Sports on a Sunday morning. Well, we're just loaded today. Bernie Miklasz, Josh Schertz, Kelly O'Grady from Milan, and Diego right there. Chaim is next. We go to Cardinal baseball a little early today. We're going to break at 11:50, get you pregame at 11:55. What a fun experience yesterday to hear John Rooney, Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, Ryan Schulte on that broadcast. Matt Pauley's out there covering things for us. Back in a moment on KMOX.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, February 19th or Tuesday, February 24th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use this direct.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed only $59.99. Saturday, March 7th at the Residence Inn by Marriott, St. Louis Westport in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Well, leave it to Adam Wainwright to take it to another level. He just tweeted, watching the men's hockey gold medal game today just reemphasized how cool it would be if MLB allowed big leaguers to play in the Summer Olympics in 2028. It might be an important step in recovering from whatever happens in 27, which he says is hopefully a mutual agreement and no work stoppage. Waino says, I'd love to see the big league season pause and players compete for country. Baseball needs it. The fans need it. I think the players would love it. There's nothing like playing while the crowd chants USA. Joining us is Chaim Bloom. How about that? Waino, who's going to come down and join you down in spring training, is waving his American flag just like many in the country right now. Chaim, what a morning for the United States.
Yeah, pretty cool. We had, as you know, we have a couple of Canadians on our staff who are a little disappointed, but we'll help them drown their sorrows as necessary.
Yeah, give Stubby a hug for us. The Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer, by the way. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, really cool and good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on down there? So you got the game yesterday underway, lost to the Nationals 6-2, but you got your season underway. Grapefruit League is happening. That probably just has to feel good to get one under your belt and start to get these games going.
Yeah, for sure. Always long anticipated, and it was really cool to be in the stadium and play a real baseball game. And, a few good things happened. Obviously, not all, and the final score wasn't to our liking, but still nice to get us going.
How did Libby look in your estimation?
I thought he looked good. He was good. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is a guy who's incredibly prepared, and the ball was coming out of his hand well. And, really, despite the line, same thing for Quinn Matthews, ball coming out of his hand pretty well, too, which is great to see.
I really have liked, from the first second I saw him, Luis Gastelum. That guy has a nasty changeup. I think look, you all research this deeper than I do and ever can. But I would say just by the eye test, he has the makings of something special. What is your read on Gastelum?
Yeah, we like him. This is something where, this spring, and, he's slated to pitch for Mexico in the WBC, which will be nice for him to get some reps on that stage. Hopefully a few eyes are opened outside of our organization. Certainly inside the organization, our eyes are open. He had a really nice year last year and has always had that changeup. And then last year, his velocity grew as well with the fastball. So now he has legitimate weapons, not to both speed him up and slow him down. And the changeup can be a real weapon. I mean, the eye test, everything matches the eye test. Obviously, he's still finished last year at AA, helping clinch that championship for Springfield. So there's still some tests ahead of him. But we really like his upside. I mean, you look at this guy and you could very easily see a big league reliever in there.
And Nathan Church hits a bomb. When you and I talked about the outfield not long ago, you brought his name up pretty quickly as someone to keep an eye on, that you had some hopes for to maybe move into that rotation. He's got a cannon of an arm. We know that. How has he progressed offensively? Obviously, he's off to a good start.
Yeah, he has. And, really the offense was the piece that wasn't there. I mean, in his short cameo last year, but it always has been there. And obviously the minor leagues are not the big leagues, and there's sometimes some adjustments people have to make. And there are some for him as well. But, sometimes that first big league taste can go a little fast for guys, which is why it was nice to get his feet wet last year. And he learned some things from it and took that into his off-season prep. And as you point out, the other tools are there. This guy can field, he can run, so he's going to add value in other aspects of the game. He can throw. You can see, as I have gotten to see in my short time in the organization, watching him play in the minor leagues, you can roll in there and you can see this guy impact the game in every facet when he's going. And the offense is obviously the thing that can take him to the next level, but there's a really nice floor there, because even if he goes 0 for 4, he's got a number of different ways to impact the game. So we do believe there's more there offensively than what he showed last fall. And then obviously if you can add on to that, what he is able to do defensively, you have the makings of a really interesting big leaguer. And also a guy who's been an organizational favorite, a staff favorite everywhere he's been, is someone managers really like, and really good guy, teammates like him. And it's been cool to see him progress and get his shot.
Chaim Bloom is with us on KMOX before the Cardinals take on the Astros in West Palm Beach. We have that broadcast coming up here shortly. You signed Ramon Urias, a former Cardinals member of this organization. Actually, looks like you got your right-handed bat. He can field his position quite well, former Gold Glover.
Yes, and I understand. I think probably on a weekly basis, you and I have been talking about a right-handed hitting outfielder ever since we traded Wilson. And so you might say, well, this guy's an infielder. And yes, so we really felt combo of just liking the player. It's a good competitive professional at bat with a plus glove at a number of different positions. We obviously traded most of our starting infield from last year, so we're a little thinner in the infield than we would like. And also, obviously, we haven't seen any games yet, but just the early work that's been taking place with guys like Fermin and Sajasi in the outfield, and believing in the upside of their versatility, we just saw a chance to grab someone who can help us in a number of ways. And really, when you're trying to win the way that this organization likes to win, and when you're trying to support young pitchers, which is, a rotation is a piece of this club that obviously has a chance to push us to the next level. Improving your defense is always something we'll look to do. And so we saw a nice opportunity there to improve our team.
I was going to ask you about that, so you just answered it, about Sajaci and Fermin. I think we know who Fermin is. He continues to show that versatility for you. I'm really intrigued by Sajaci. Boy, I hadn't really had a chance to talk to him a lot, but I talked to him at the warm-up. He is a chill, relaxed dude, but he has a really nice bat. How is he as an outfielder and just overall Sajaci's progression? I'm very curious about this because when they made the deal for him with Texas, he did immediately, I think, show some skill down at the minor league level.
Yep. And, we did not see the best of him offensively at all times last year, but we did see some flashes. And another guy who's always hit, just kind of an old school player, right? He doesn't mind getting dirty out there. He'll grind, he'll compete. And, I don't want to promise anything yet in the outfield just because it's too early to know. And that wouldn't be fair to him because there's a lot more work that needs to be put in out there. But in the early going, we're really excited about what we have seen and the potential of him continuing to work with John Jay and our staff out there. He's going to get after it. He's going to want to do it. He's going to push us to get out there, and he will be able to do that. We're going to lose him for a little bit to the World Baseball Classic, but he's going to put in plenty of work on both sides of that with us, and just excited to see where it goes.
Sorry to hear that Riley O'Brien can't compete in the World Baseball Classic. I know he wanted to. What's the latest on his calf injury?
Yeah, no new updates since it happened. It did not look to be something at the time that was going to threaten his season. Obviously, it is going to set him back in terms of when we first see him in a game. And so that really knocked him out of the WBC, especially with Korea competing across the Pacific Ocean. He would have had to leave us even earlier than some of the other guys. So we had to put that on ice, and it's definitely the right thing for him. We may get to see him later if they advance, but we're hopeful we'll get him into games sooner rather than later, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that progresses. Obviously not going to push him and do something unsafe, but it looks like the sort of thing that we just got to be smart with it, let it resolve, and we'll be in a good spot.
A couple of quick things, and we'll get you back to it. I really appreciate this, especially we're so close to game time. I noticed that Rodriguez is in the lineup today. He has, of course, some interesting pop in that bat as well, and he can field his position. Your thoughts on Rodriguez?
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Just a cool cameo for him, a nice opportunity. Obviously, we have some minor leaguers who come in to participate in our depth camp, and when you can and when they deserve it, you like to throw them a bone and give them a chance to participate on the major league side. We had some DH at bats available today, and so he's going to be the beneficiary of that, and it'll be a nice little way to show everybody someone we're really excited about. Obviously, he still is a ways away, so don't read into this anything other than him just getting a cool opportunity to play in a big league game, but we're super excited about his future.
There are a lot of bats that have some excitement in them, Baez, et cetera. And then finally, Leahy. This is a real bid for the rotation, isn't it? For Kyle Leahy, who you all indicated that late last year that he had the makings of that. Well, here he goes. He gets the start today.
Yeah, he's very much in the mix. Obviously, we haven't seen it in a game yet against the opposition, but in the early going looks good. This is the guy you saw it in the bullpen. I mean, this guy obviously has had no trouble over the course of his career carrying that workload, and he has a full arsenal of weapons against both sides. So it made sense to us, given that he really wanted to do it, to give him a shot to come in stretched out. We let him know at the end of the year, so he was able to spend his whole offseason preparing to start. And now he's going to get a shot. We'll see how the camp unfolds. Obviously, we have some competition for that rotation, which is great. And we'll see who ends up taking those spots. But definitely wanted to give ourselves and him that option, see how he looks, how the workload's feeling for him as we go through spring, and make a decision from there.
Chaim Bloom, always a pleasure. Thank you for spending some time with us on KMOX.
You bet.
Good to visit with the Cardinals president of baseball operations live from Florida. Palm Beach County. Cardinals are in West Palm Beach today, taking on the Astros. We will have that broadcast for you at 11:55 pregame, 12:05 first pitch. We're going to take a quick break, Drew, and then we're going to come back and line people up for the start of the game today. Back in a moment on KMOX.
Soulard is going to the dogs. Make sure to bring your four-legged friend to the streets of Soulard for the 33rd annual Purina Pet Parade, the world's largest costume pet parade. It all starts at 12th and Allen, Sunday, February 8th at 1 p.m. And KMOX's own Dave Glover will be leading the pack as the parade's Grand Marshal. Sign up today to march in the parade with your dog. The event supports Open Door Animal Sanctuary. For more details, PurinaPetParade.com. Don't miss this annual St. Louis Mardi Gras tradition, sponsored by Purina.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, February 19th or Tuesday, February 24th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
I genuinely am excited about the start of the baseball season because this is an extraordinarily different baseball season for the St. Louis Cardinals. And not that anybody wants to rebuild, but it is going to be fascinating for me to see how this team evolves and emerges and all the stuff that Chaim Bloom does.
Bernie Miklasz. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
The United States beats Canada, wins the gold medal in men's hockey, 2-1 in overtime on a Jack Hughes goal, and an amazing performance by Connor Hellebuck, stops 41 of 42 shots. This is a great moment, not only for the players, but for general manager Bill Guerin. You know, there was a lot of criticism that they left 4 of the top 10 American goal scorers in the NHL off of this roster, but they built this roster to fill specific roles, and it has a great homegrown feel to it. This group of 25 players, 23 of them went through the USA Hockey's national team development program, including Austin Matthews, our very own Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes. Jack had the game winner, and Quinn had the game winner previously. Much of the team played together either at the program, under 18s, World Junior Championship, or some combination of them. So they know each other very, very well. And that adds to the story, I think, to make this very special. Clayton Keller, of course, the St. Louis and born in Chesterfield, grew up in Swansea. We feel a local pull to this team as well. But this is a great win for hockey and a great win for the United States, and a very tough one for Canada again. So we're going to close with the national anthem that was played as the flag was raised and the players stepped up to the podium with their gold medals around their necks and soaked in this incredible moment that the U.S. wins gold in men's hockey for the first time since 1980.
Every spring brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals